Hello, bienvenidas mujeres del siglo XXI. Welcome to Women of the 21st Century, a podcast where we talk with women who are leaders, entrepreneurs, empowered women who have changed their lives in this 21st century. I'm Sarai, I'm the host. Let's start talking. Welcome to Mujeres del siglo XXI. I'm Sarai, your host, and this is episode 11. Happy New Year's for everybody, and I have my guest,
Alma,
my sweetie heart, and I have two guests here,
Chandra,
Erica. And today we want to talking about this topic. It's about depression. Let's talking. I want to talk, and I want to say something about, you know, Shirley Chris? No, nobody know.
No.
She was Miss USA. She was beautiful last year. She's beautiful. She's Miss USA. She's a lawyer. She's jumping from 9th floor in Manhattan. She was 30 years. And she committed suicide. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to talk about, the mental health. And I want to be talking about Alma. Tell.
Okay. So I feel like depression is like a sensitive topic, but I also do believe that it's not talked about enough. And I feel like us as young people, we really need to like put more focus on it. And I feel like people don't really understand the magnitude that depression can have on young people. I know personally that I've been through it, and it's definitely a rough path. Like, I really don't wish that upon anyone. It really does drain you, especially me as a high school senior. I definitely go through a lot. And something that a lot of people realize, and I'm happy that people realize, was that the pandemic was a big, was a big part of it. I feel like they contributed a lot with depression. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I also feel like I'm happy that I'm here with all you, and to really just bring light to this topic that it really needs to be talked about more.
More about the mental health and all this.
I mean, that is true. Like, we don't hear about depression all the time. And
exactly.
As a spiritual person, depression is not just an emotion. It's also part of the lower spectrum of our vibration. So the more we keep on staying in that lower vibration, we'll never rise up as consciously aware beings. And the fact that it's not really being noticed, it's not really being talked about, and the fact that we try to go to our friends, our family, our loved ones, is even harder for them to even understand, to see the symptoms, because everyone has different symptoms. Me, I'd rather go into solitude. Now, you would think, oh, she's really depressed. No, I'm just more comfortable in solitude. I'd rather work on my depression and on myself in solitude. But not many people could work that way because loneliness also could contribute to depression, you know? But it's the way that you try to keep yourself healthy, keep yourself motivated, keep yourself preoccupied to other things that makes you happy. If you can continue entertaining something that is toxic, then yeah, you're going to continue being toxic yourself, and it's going to fall into more depression mental mindsets.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, Shanna?
Well, like, I've dealt with depression throughout, like, my teen years and my early adulthood, and I tried to commit suicide, like, one time. I took pills, and I was in the hospital. But now, like, how I'm, like, coping more with my depression is, like, finding my purpose, like, in life, and telling myself that it's okay. It's okay to feel this way. I'm only a human, you know? And I make mistakes, and I'm just working on myself and trying to heal.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
so
what it
they
is.
say every day is 129 people in the United States commit suicide. So the men's is 30%. On 2017, they declared men's 36% and women 10%. That was in 2017. That means 47% on USA, okay? So that's what I said on 2017. Now we are in 2021.
22.
22. I'm sorry. I'm thinking last year.
Yes, it's all good.
Happy New Year. Okay.
Well,
so,
only on the second month anyway.
If you see it's crazy, you know. It's now and that's what I declare, but this is more deep. They say in 2004, the World Health Organization they declared that depression is number 4. That was in 2004. Now, and now for this time, in 2020 is this number 2. Now in 2022, now in this time, is a number 1. It's another disease, like, you know, the first disease was heart disease, traffic accidents. Now is the first for depression, is the first place for people, and most children's. So as you see this, Claire, the depression is really deep and deep. Mm-hmm. And we try to find what's going on. Why? If we have this in 2004, so when happened the pandemic, it's increased. I think we need to help. We need someone. We need help, mental and support on this, and everybody and the kids most.
Exactly.
So
true.
What do you think, Alma?
I do think so. I feel like maybe it starts from the family. I'm not sure. It could start by like the school that they go to. Maybe we need like more social workers or more people. I know personally that helped me. I talked to one of my social workers, and she's been a great help. And you know, I feel like maybe we should open the doors for younger people to have that access, and it won't be so hard for them to feel like whatever their feelings are, they could be able to actually express themselves and like tell an adult how they feel. And maybe that can avoid so many problems that could happen in the future.
That's what I needed, because they start on 14, like Chandra said. She tried to commitment when she was 14. Mm-hmm. So that's the first things that happen when you're young. It was 13 and 14. By my experience, I was the same. I was 14 and I was thinking the same.
I was going through depression in my preteens, from 12 years old all the way up to now. I'm still depressed, but I'm content because I'm finding little things to bring myself back up. As for committing suicide, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, nor to whoever is listening, but I almost committed suicide on October 25th, 2018. And the only thing that actually got me out of it was my current boyfriend. I didn't know him from a fly on the wall, but he was the reason why I didn't jump off. So because of that, just that slight of hope to just get out of that mindset could shatter the depression itself. And I do agree with you about social workers that could also come from homes. I came from a dysfunctional family in a way, and the toxicity made me realize, like, you know what, this is not good for me. And as hard as it is for my parents, I know that they love me deeply, but they have to realize that their toxicity is not good for me. And if they were to ever hear this, it's a conversation that we might have, because it's something that is being addressed, is being addressed inappropriately right now. But you know what? At least I'm being honest with myself. I'm no longer staying behind a closet. I'm no longer going under my bed. No, this is for real. This has been happening. This has been occurring, and enough is enough. The moment you finally snap the camel's back, that's when you actually have to become your true self. You have to realize, like, you know what? This is not me. The depression is taking over. It's time for me to do something. Rather if it's to find something that I'm good at, find something that I enjoy, just find something. Even music. Music also helps. You know, when you find the right lyrics that resonates with you, it's like, you know what? I could pull through. I could do this. It's okay that I feel this way, but I'm going to pull through. I'm going to rise up. That's the mindset that you need to do. You need to switch it up every time. The moment you start feeling that low vibration, switch it up to something that will make you positive. That's how we should all end up living our lives, is to continue striving for that positivity. None more of this like negative aspects or, being judged or whatnot, because all it does is bring people down. You're supposed to be bringing people up.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
So I was thinking like this is okay. They say this maybe it's by genetic or maybe it's by cultural. And I was asking to Chandra about the cultural things.
Yeah. Well, I felt like a lot of Black families, like, they sweep things under the rug. They just, like, they kind of like brush it to the side and just hope it goes away. Like, just hope it goes away. But I feel like we need to talk about it more, because it is happening. It's occurring now. Like, that's what's happening now. Like, like a lot of my family members deal with a lot of mental illnesses, like bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and it is a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not just inside someone's head. It's an actual disorder. Depression is an actual disorder that people have, and there's plenty of medicines and stuff that you could take, but it all starts with like helping yourself, like, get out of that mindset, like she said. Yeah, that's basically it.
That's what you're thinking. Yeah, that's why.
Can I piggyback on her?
Yes.
On that one?
Yeah.
Like, again, like I had said, coming from a family, a dysfunctional family myself.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow. Like, holy cow. Taking me back on a lot of different, like, negative memories. But you see, as a child, we want to see our family happy.
Yeah.
We want to continue, like, seeing that love. So for me, I was always a fighter. Like, I was telling my dad, like, stop doing this, stop doing that. It didn't register. So the moment it doesn't register and the moment it keeps on happening, you just keep on seeing the pattern over and over. And then suddenly, you're the scapegoat. You end up being the scapegoat. You're just an innocent bystander. Like, you just want people to be happy. But it's like, from going into psychology and learning, like, just the basic, I can understand, like, it's the ego. Like, okay, I understand you grew up this way. I understand that you held certain things in, but you got people who are willing to listen. That's where it has to start, is communication. Okay? You can't say that you're listening, but then you're reacting. No, you got to listen and understand, because we're all from different perspectives. We all are living different lives. We could be living in the same household, but my perspective is going to be different than my mom's. My perspective is going to be different than my dad's, because I'm a different being. I'm a different individual, So that's when it comes to family, listen to your kids. Just listen to your kids. At the same time, open up to your kids. Let them know what you've gone through. That way they have a better understanding. Everyone ends up with a better understanding.
Pay attention to their interests and value their interests and their differences, and don't compare them to other people.
Right.
Exactly.
That's a toxic environment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, don't compare. If you got siblings, don't compare your siblings with one another, because then there's going to be a conflict between the siblings. No, you're supposed to have love in the family. Okay? Boost each other up. If so-and-so is doing something, okay, well, you know what? Do you still love that person? Well, yeah, you have to, because you bear that child. You help create that child. But, you can't be upset from someone's mistakes, because you know what? At the end of the day, we're still human. We're still living souls, having these perspectives. But at the same time, we need to have that understanding. What's the point of loving a source, loving God, loving a higher power, loving the universe, if we first can't love ourselves, at the same time love each other?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Yes. That's why
I'm sorry that it seems like I'm doing most of the talking. It's just I'm 28.
Yeah.
Living with depression, being content, it's progress for me. It's progress. And that's the key thing that everyone has to keep in mind when you're depressed. Make progress. Don't make excuses for yourself. Holy cow, that's my father's words. But
well, you listen them.
But it's a true fact.
That's when I said that depression is caused by genetic, cultural, familiar influence, maybe because dietary issues. or something else. Too many things has happened.
Yeah.
So they say and this is a problem on the family. I grew up in my family. I see my dad. My daddy, he was really alcohol. My dad have big issues with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And I see these things. And I see my mom. So all this is like give you depression because you see them their depression. I feel like my dad he's really had this big depression and that's why he was drinking every day. He was drinking and I see that and I was and this is make you influence and then make you like thinking like what kind of life I'm gonna have. And then also the things too when you go to school and you see your dad outside and the floor and this your friends and laughing at you. It's other things too, make more depression.
Yeah, especially because of something like that, you're also getting bullied. You're getting your self-esteem lowered. But it's like,
that's
how can I word this? Those friends were not really your friends because they were not willing to understand what you were going through.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. And this is other problem we have it like as community as personal we are bullying.
Yeah.
And that's make another thing to give you this depression because they don't help at all. And I that's why we need to talk to the kids. We need to talk. Don't do that to the other ones. Don't laugh in.
Right.
Don't be jeering. Be nice. Be kindness.
Yeah.
Right. Matter of fact, on a Facebook post, there was like a news read talking about how a father cut his daughter's hair, like shaved it off and everything because she was bullying a cancer classmate. So, yeah, that's a little controversial. But here's the thing. Would you like it if you had a cancer child being bullied that way? You would rather teach that child a lesson, especially if it's your own, because you shouldn't be doing that. You know that this person is sick. And it's the same thing with depression. In a way, yeah, it's a mental illness, but also it's, like I had said earlier, it's an emotional vibration. And if it's not being, addressed properly, and if it's not being understood, then yeah, there's gonna be conflicts. Yeah, there's gonna be bullying. Yeah, like again, going back to all the negative things because it makes them feel good. Why?
What do you think, Alma? In the school, you have a bully there?
I've never had a personal interaction with that type of problem. I've never seen anyone, thankfully, so far. But I also understand that, like you said, going back to your point where you said that family does contribute a lot. I feel like I've noticed that parents could really be toxic, and a lot of people don't realize that, or people think, "Oh, you're crazy. You gotta listen to your parents." But no, it's not. It's not like that.
And you don't know when, us. We are the culture. My culture is
Our
Mexican.
culture, yeah.
Us culture Mexican. It's hard.
Yeah.
Really. We had these big things there. They try to control us. They try to be because it's different times, and they want to make you you have to do this. You have to do that. You don't want to. And
if you speak out on it, it's like, oh no, you're crazy. You don't know what you're saying. You don't. What's depression? No, fix yourself. You'll be fine.
Exactly. For me as a Puerto Rican in a Puerto Rican family, I understand exactly from all three perspectives. Yeah. I understand from all three perspectives because I lived through it. My dad does his drinking. Matter of fact, a little after my grandmother had passed away in 2017, or a little like a year afterwards, he actually confided with me that he there were times that he was super depressed, that he wanted to commit suicide. And you know what? Hey, it's okay. It's okay to feel like that.
Well,
because you know what? You're not the only one out there feeling like this. Because I felt it. My mom probably has felt it. My half-siblings have felt it probably in their lifetime. But you know what? It's that willpower of living and trying to see a better future is what strives us for the better. Family contributes a lot mentally because you have that parental children love, and then you got love for yourself, and it's hard to balance both of those, because it's like, if I continue living with them, and if I continue living this way, not getting a chance to be heard, not getting a chance to express myself, what's the point of living?
What do you think, Shandra?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how, it's just like the same back. It's just going back to the same thing. Like, people don't talk about it. They don't express themselves. They're worried about how others are going to look at them because they feel this way. They're worried that it's not going to mean something to or matter to their family or their friends, or they don't want to make them worry about it. They, that's how I am, because I'm a very independent person, and I never really told anybody what I was going through because I didn't want anybody to look at me differently or to judge me or think I'm weak or any type of way. I don't really like to express my emotions a lot because I'm very closed off, and I'm very closed off because I don't trust a lot of people, honestly. Oh,
yes,
that's completely okay.
Yes, but it's
very passionate about.
I see the passion. Sometimes I have a passion. So yeah, that's what I'm talking. I was talking like this it getting to from the family, from cultural problems, and maybe genetic things. And what about I don't know. I was thinking something else.
I know when I was going to school, not only was I having issues at home, I was being bullied. That didn't help.
No, it's not help.
Okay, and it wasn't until high school. I'm only laughing because God bless my friend for doing this. She was a trip. I cut class one day, and I told her something about my depression and everything. And the next day, I ended up being sick. So I didn't show up for school. And she didn't know, so she went to her counselor and bawled up tears thinking that, like, I did something. Yeah. So when I came back the next day, she hugged me crying, and I'm, like, all confused. I'm like, what happened? Who died? And she thought that I did. I'm like, wait, what? And she's like, I even told my counselor. I'm like, wait, what? Like, yeah. I was upset. But when she told me who the counselor was, yeah, like, it took me a while because I also have trust issues during those times of, spilling the beans of what was going on. But man, that counselor, God bless his soul, because he made sure I passed my senior year. He kept on rooting for me. He gave me good advice, like, at times just distance yourself from what's going on. Just worry about you. And that's also something my dad also had told me. Just worry about you. Don't worry about everyone else. And it doesn't really click until you start doing it. And when you start making those boundaries for everyone, your family, your friends, loved ones. And it's like, listen, I'm not doing this because of A, B, C, and D. I'm doing this because of my own mental health, my own being. Like this, you want to try to rekindle, you want to try to get with me, well, you need to understand certain boundaries. You need to understand certain trigger words. You need to understand certain things and actions that you are doing that is affecting me, not as a person, but as a spirit, because I don't want to continue going down. I want to continue rising up, and I want everyone with me to rise up, But again, it's one of those, you got to communicate. You got to understand. Don't react. It's the reaction. Something that I've been telling my colleagues, as well as what I realized with Bruce Lee. We all have a circle. It's invisible, but it's your choice if I let you come into my circle. Now, if you're coming into my circle to give me negative or violent actions, well, guess what? You're not allowed in my circle. So if you hit me and I end up hitting you back, that's self-defense. And it's the same thing with words. You could actually use words instead of using your hands to stop a fight. And I've done that one too many times back in high school. You know the saying.
I usually
The
just
quiet kids.
Yeah.
The quiet kids you gotta be careful with.
Yeah, be the quiet kids.
I was the quiet kid.
Likewise.
Well, I just gonna tell you, I start talking when I was 6. I'm really so quiet. Also, they really care about me because she don't talking. I was in the school 6 or 7. I don't talk. I even talk at all. So I want to say, if someone have friend or family that commit suicide, en tu familia alguien cometió un suicidio, and someone on your family.
In my family, not that I know of, no.
My uncle.
Chandra, someone in your family?
Well, like I said, my uncle struggled with a lot of bipolar disorder. So when I was younger, he shot himself in the hand. But I don't think he was trying to commit suicide. It was just because of what was in his head that he thought something was on his hand. So he shot himself in the hand.
Yeah, so my dad, yes, he committed suicide. He drank and he died like that. Alcohol.
Sorry. I don't know the full story, but all I do know is something was probably bothering my uncle. And the day before Valentine's Day.
That's another thing too. So.
Okay. And he was an officer. He actually was the one that helped my aunt that he married. And for so many years, never really talked about what was going on in his head, and that occurred.
Yeah, so that's why then we need to speak. We need to talk about this. We need to.
A lot of people, I feel like I don't know, but like a lot of men do think they should keep it bottled up inside of them because they're scared that they're gonna look at me this way, they're gonna try to judge me, and it's not like that. Like, we're not here for that. I feel like this society that we live in I think we wouldn't, like, we would listen to each other.
Well, since you had mentioned about society, it's society's fault.
That's true.
For them to actually have these men think that they're not allowed to speak about what's currently going on with their mental health.
Right.
Okay. And to me, that's dehumanizing. That's demoralizing. Okay. Because we're all human. We're all souls. And for society to put that on men is completely wrong. Now, I'm not saying that, for us women, yeah, we should be expressing ourselves. Yeah, we should be showing off that we are. No, that's not what I'm indicating. What I'm indicating is just that it has to be 50-50, just like a relationship.
Exactly.
Everything has to be 50-50 because it's not just women that goes through it. Exactly. It's also men. It's also little boys. It's also little girls. Like, you can't say that, we're doing this as a demographic thing. No, you're doing it more like a sexist thing to make it sound like women could actually say that they're depressed while men have to keep quiet. No. Guys, if you're with someone, if you have friends, okay, go to the closest person who is willing to listen. Even if it's a woman, just willing to listen. Give them a chance. And I'm pretty sure they are willing to understand what you're going through because they've gone through it too.
Yes.
They don't realize the magnitude of having that person they can speak to, because when you're able to tell how you feel to someone, it's like something off your chest, and it gives you that relief. Like, I trust you, so I'm gonna tell you how I feel. And something that I realize is that words mean a lot.
Yep.
So,
and don't judge. Yeah. Don't judge no one, because we don't know.
Little stuff could really trigger, like you said. I remember it was like a couple weeks ago, my mom had said a comment and she laughed it off. And to me, it hurt me. And to her, it was probably like, it's nothing. It's not going to bother her. But it did. And she didn't realize that really stuck with me, and it still does. And it's been part of my depression. And it's like, damn, she probably didn't mean it. And I know she didn't mean it, but it does. It does.
But you see,
it builds up.
Right. But you see, it still bothers you.
Yep,
so
exactly.
it's, at this point, probably after this conversation, after, everything has been said and dealt with, think about it and take that first step. take that courage and say, you know what, Mom, there's something that I need to tell you that I need to really get out of my chest, but I need you to understand that I'm not trying to, you know, negatively
like fight,
right? Not to start a conflict, but like
you don't know how was there as Mexican.
Exactly.
My mom is the same.
Yeah,
she was when I say something to her, I can't even say nothing because she's laughing all the time.
Yeah,
they think this is a joke.
Yeah,
and it was like when I was remember I try to be someone, so I was thinking I want to make art, and my mom ha 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 ha, she was laughing, and my brothers, so they say, you cannot do that, how would you survive? And I was like, wow,
that hurts. That really hurts.
This makes me depressed. Like I don't want to do nothing.
See, that's the thing about, again, going back to society. They want us to just survive. They don't want us to be happy. Okay, and if you know, when people laugh at you, make rude comments, like one of my rude comments that has been on me since I was like 17 was, you're going to end up like a nobody, just like your mother.
That's the other thing.
That hurts.
It really hurts.
But you know what? Hey, that's fine. Because that's what you're thinking of yourself. It's projection. And for me, I know I'm a somebody. I don't need to be famous to be somebody. I know who the hell I am. Excuse my French, but, you know, with this kind of attitude, you could tell I set boundaries for myself to not have no judgment from others.
Exactly.
And that's the whole thing about depression, is to start building up those boundaries.
Exactly.
Okay? If they don't like what you have to say, well, it's not your fault. I'll tell you off the bat. It's not your fault. It's the person's ego that you just hurt.
That's why when I'm I had to be started first of all on my family. First of all, my mom. And I was like, how I wanna ask something or explain my gorgeous things. I remember my first explanation. I invite my mom, and she don't come. So I was like, okay, I feel like this is going on to myself, and my boundaries is now as myself. And that's what I'm thinking. I love my mom. I love my brothers. But now I had to think in my boundaries, and I had to start my arts in my own way. Then, like it or not, is my life. I want to be happy, like you said. I want to be just doing whatever I want to do.
That's true. And it sucks because sometimes it's your closest family that hurts you the most. And they're supposed to be the complete opposite. They're supposed to be the ones that are supporting you. But I completely understand, Sarah. I've been there.
You had to just start moving. I moved far away from my family, and I start over the life. And look at me, I'm here and I'm happy and
thriving. Yes.
See,
No, with me, I ran away like about 3 years ago. I ran away 3 years ago, still with my boyfriend and his family for 2 years, and after the 2 years, I just ended up moving up this way to New Haven, because my calling is to go to New Hampshire. That's my calling. I'd rather stay away from the city. I'd rather be more closer to nature. That's my thing. The you know, the screenwriting, the writing of my books, filmmaking, little by little is coming to me. You know, little by little is coming to me. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't coming to me. So I know for a fact that, eventually my name is going to be out somewhere. But you know what? That's not really me. You know, I'd rather keep my privacy. I'd rather just strive for peace, balance. That's all I want. I just want peace. I want love. I want unity. I want harmony. I want balance. That's all I truly, really want for, not just for myself, but everyone around me and for this realm. You know, I don't like what society has come. And, you know, some of my friends or some people I come to, they think that I'm the crazy one. But it's like, look around you and you'll see the signs. Like, it's literally right there in your face type of thing. And unfortunately, some people take it too lightly, while others, they see it. And we're all just trying to figure out how can we, like, bend that bar so that people could see like there's a better way to view certain things. Once again, it all comes back to perspective. It all comes back to how you yourself overcame your fears. You know, because that's all that these negative emotions are. They're fears. Fear of doubt, fear of acceptance, fear of telling your truth. And if you know anything about the chakras, each chakra gets blocked by certain emotions, by anger, by fear, by depression, even by lies. Like the throat chakra is all about being honest, not just for yourself, but honest to others as well. And if you can't speak your honesty, well, guess what? Your throat chakra is being blocked.
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking, for me, getting on this, my art, this helped me a lot. They helped me to control my depression. And it's really it really helped. So that's why, and also you really need help, call someone.
Yeah.
Call to really close, someone. And I had these numbers to 1-800-273-TALK 8255, or you can call 911-311. And we had they call Lifeline 988. And we have in Spanish too. It's 1-888-628-9454. That's the other number in Spanish, en español. Así que gente, si escuchan español también, pueden llamar a la línea de 1-888-628-9454. Y I'm going to tell that. You want to say something, Shanda? You was quiet.
I mean, I'm always quiet. All right.
Gotta build up that throat chakra.
How chakra?
I mean, that's kind of hard for me because I've always been kind of like lied to my whole life. So,
hey, nothing wrong with that.
So it's really hard for me to express myself, as you can tell.
How will you control it? I know you control somewhere your depression.
I mean, when I was depressed, I was really angry. Like my mask, was just anger. But underneath that anger was just really sadness. So I don't know how I coped with it was through art, like you, and I'm trying to just do more art and surround myself with more people like you guys, because this is good vibes right here.
Yep,
and,
everything is about
the good vibes. But I know you sing, you singer and you dance.
Yeah, I like to write when I'm depressed most of the time. I put it in my music. Yeah. Can
you sing a little bit? Please.
Right now?
Yeah, something.
Do it.
Come
on. I'm gonna sing my song Cloud 9.
Okay.
All right.
Just a little bit.
Because it's happy.
Okay.
And I feel like we need an uplift.
Yes.
All right. Oh yeah, yeah. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind for all time. Sometimes you just need a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes you just need someone to rely on. And there you are at my door. You came knocking me down, and I feel safe and sound in your arms tonight. Yeah, yeah. Cloud 999. You know that you're always on my mind. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind. Cloud 999. You know that you are always on my mind for all time.
Woo! That was amazing. I love that. R&B. Like, whoa.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful.
Yes. You see? So, Alma, how are you doing? How are your healing this depression?
I feel like my way of healing this is just being around positivity. Like, just being here helps a lot. I feel like just socializing and talking to people and just connecting in these ways that we are right now, it helps so much. People don't realize the magnitude of that, but it really contributes so much.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
About I don't know you guys, but I that's why I invited. I know Chandra and I know Erica like that. You know, I was like, you need help? Okay, you need help? I'm here. That's how you have to work together. You don't have to be judged. You don't have to see the color. You don't have to see who it is. It's a man, it's a boy, or it's someone. Just say, you need help? I'm here. Hey, what's up? You need something? A text, how are you? A friend, someone close to you. Maybe you don't know. It's healing some depression.
Exactly.
Just call and say, hey, what you up to? You want to hang out? Let's go to this. Or you want to drink some beer or wine? Something, you know?
Go out dancing. Put on your dancing shoes.
Exactly.
She know that.
Yes,
She know that.
I love it.
So that's how it is. Like Alma say, we need to be connected, and we need to be. It's not only myself. Okay, I think maybe I can help more somebody else. That's it. That's the work. So thank you for coming. This is really nice, and I think maybe. I want you guys come by the next one.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Thank you so much. And this is Mujeres del Siglo XXI. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you.